What is up, homies? Welcome back to another trailer reaction from Heroes Reforged. It's New York Comic Con weekend. We are here. Hector is in New York. He's hosting some panels and he's running around doing some fun stuff.
Yeah.
There were some pretty big announcements, a lot of things that we'll probably cover on a future podcast episode, but some of the trailers that they dropped include Wonder Man, the brand new Marvel series debuting at the very beginning of next year. They also did some revelations for Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2, X-Men 97 Season 2, Vision Quest, Daredevil Season 2, Daredevil Born Again Season 2. A lot of really great stuff, some fun surprises. So yeah, I think we definitely at some point got to do a little bit of a recap and talk about that stuff. But
oh, that's for the podcast, baby.
That's right, baby. But Wonder Man, I'm not familiar with this character at all. I know Yahya Abdul Mateen is a really great actor. He was incredible in Watchmen. So that's really the driving force for me right now. I'm sure Hector knows more about Wonder Man than either of us combined. But
Yeah.
you know, how are we feeling about another new slate of shows going into next year? Like, I feel like a lot of people are really lukewarm on Marvel TV right now.
I feel like Marvel TV right now is kind of in the dumps as far as reception goes. When I talk to people, even outside of our comic book community, it feels like a lot of people are hesitant or have not caught up with the TV stuff or the streaming stuff, because it's just so much. They gave us so much at the beginning. It felt like it was kind of tied in, but then it wasn't tied in, and then there was storylines that didn't tie in. And so with so much content to consume, specifically coming out of the pandemic, I feel like a lot of people just didn't follow along. And so I think they're gonna be fighting an uphill battle to get this stuff really kind of going strong. As much as I loved Ironheart, I don't think enough people watched it. You know, it didn't come up in the conversation, and that show was fantastic. So I'm hoping we get a banger show in this one, or anything coming out in the upcoming slate that's gonna get everybody back on board to the Disney streaming services show stuff. And I hope they just don't saturate the market like they did before. But it feels like with all that being presented, it feels like kind of an oversaturation again. I don't know. How do you feel, Adam?
Similar. I think the one thing that I had brought up very briefly is there's also now the differentiation between Marvel Studios that makes the movies, Marvel Television, and Marvel Animation. And it really feels like Kevin Feige is going back to focusing primarily on movies. And now they have Brad Winderbaum, who's really focusing on television and animation. And I do think that they needed that. I think they needed people, they needed different people to handle these different departments. My only sort of, I guess, worry is I still want the TV shows, whether they're animated or live action, to tie into the greater universe, or at the very least, if you're gonna set up characters like Ironheart, like Miss Marvel, you know, Agatha, all of these characters, will we ever see them in a movie? And if we don't see them in a movie, is there any incentive for the audience to constantly watch all of this stuff? I think that's exactly what you're talking about, is constantly saturating the market with new shows. Do those shows sort of quote unquote matter to the bigger sort of storytelling of Marvel Studios, but also does it need to? It's like this catch-22, right? Is Marvel saturated the market with all of these shows and movies that are interconnected, and now everyone only wants to commit to watching them if they tie into something bigger, like, you know, Secret Wars or something on the big screen. And that's kind of a hard thing, because we should treat TV like it's TV, but also we're now building audiences' expectations to be, well, if you see this character now, in 2 years or next year, they're going to show up in a movie. So it's really, I feel like all of this expanded storytelling that crosses comics, movies, shows, animation, I almost feel like it's digging itself into a little bit of a hole right now, because they want you to consume all of it, but there's also so much of it. And if you do too little of it, people are going to think it's not as important. It's like, it's impossible. It is impossible. It feels impossible to please every sort of audience member. Like, we will watch most of it, if not all of it. That's part of our job. But also, like, we are committed to the storytelling across all these different mediums. And my hope, I guess, especially with something like DC, because it's so fresh, is that they don't fall into that same trap. But Who knows? Because I feel like all of these studios are doing upwards of 4 shows a year on top of doing like 1 to 2 movies a year. We got to do a podcast episode about this because it's a lot.
Yeah. This requires a whole hour conversation.
It does. But let's watch this trailer.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go.
The entertainment world is stunned today when internationally celebrated and reclusive filmmaker Von Kovak sprung out of retirement to sign on for a remake of Wonder Man. Mr.
Oh,
Kovak,
Jesus.
could you tell us more?
Everyone is tired of superheroes.
Oh my God. This is the guy from Baravia from Superman.
Imagine a whole genre of storytelling.
Have you thought about casting?
So, what's
Trevor.
this big audition you were talking about?
Ben Kingsley?
Huge.
Yeah, Ben Kingsley.
What?
I'm auditioning for Wonder Man.
That's funny. This is like Pasadena, Burbank.
What?
They filmed all over LA.
This is all LA, yeah.
Crazy.
I was born to play this character.
Oh, you serious? Boo, they are already talking to Leo.
Oh my God.
To Leo.
American Horror Story.
You just gotta go out there and crush it.
What's wrong?
I'm trying to come up with a backstory for the character.
Well, trust the words. Just show up and say them.
No, that's not my process.
Well, the process can go blow a spider.
Oh my God.
I love that Ben Kingsley's back.
Guys, killing it in
The
there.
OG Mandarin.
Where have
Yup.
you seen him before?
Pretty sure he used to be a terrorist.
Trevor Slattery. Yep.
You can slate whenever you're ready.
Simon Williams.
Simon Williams. That's right.
Listen to me, Simon. The callback is happening now. Just be normal. Normal, man. The breakdown is go method.
Come in. Mr. Kovak will meet you in the
Oh my
living room.
God. Old Hollywood, baby.
Here to meet Von Kovak.
Hello, everyone. I want to explore the place between fiction and non-fiction.
That's tight.
That guy's hair is crazy.
The movie on Earth. No one will have the balls to make another.
Oh my God, dude.
Action!
Any news from Von Kovak?
There is news you'll be the first to know, unless you call me again, in which case I will never tell you.
Interesting. All 8 episodes.
wow.
Okay, I thought it said all 8 episodes. I was like, really? We're just dropping all 8? Jesus. No, it's an 8 episode
episodes-
series.
okay, yeah,
So
yeah,
one
yeah.
ever,
I see
one
it, I
episode
see it.
every week starting January. Cool. I
Yeah,
mean, look, it
okay.
looks really fun, and there is something to appreciate. And I don't know how this will play with general audiences, right? But I feel like people are so tapped into the entertainment industry through social media, Instagram, all that stuff, that I think this could be a really fun look at the Marvel universe. Like, it's a very different type of a lens. It's fun. It's having fun.
Yeah.
It's very meta, all this sort of stuff. Will it have anything to say about the exhaustion of the superhero genre? It very well could.
Yeah.
The one thing that I will say, and this is unrelated to what I was just talking about, but this like old school Wonder Man movie, it kind of looks like all that stuff you see on YouTube that's like AI generated.
It really does, yeah.
It looks like that
It
superhero movie 1970s Super Panavision 70, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what? That's
Yeah.
are we like leaning into that whole thing too? But I don't know. To me, it looks really fun. I think having Yahya play this type of a character, it's very much in his wheelhouse. Playing with the whole meta-ness of all of this stuff, and like this looks like it's all shot in South Pass and Burbank and stuff. So LA production,
Yeah,
like,
I've been to
thank
a
God,
lot of
man,
those
it's about
buildings.
time.
I can see the Hollywood sign from my house, so it's very much. I love. And as weird as this is, I love and I miss movies that were shot in LA, and you can see LA as like the background and the character, and all of that stuff. So, to me personally, this is really exciting. And for general audiences, though, I'm not necessarily seeing the draw so far because it doesn't feel superhero-y. Even though this is Wonder Man, who is Wonder Man. From the little I know of Wonder Man, he is Thor level strength, like superhuman. It's kind of like Superman. He's invulnerable. He's got powers. He can fly. I'm not sure how this is going to play into it, but I'm sure there's going to be some big reveal or some crazy thing that happens where he gets mixed up in some kind of like, you know, accident or experiment or whatever.
Episode 3 will probably be that needle drop where it starts to turn.
Yeah, or maybe even to the end. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know how. I feel like this show is going to be an indication of maybe where Marvel wants to take their shows into the future, because I don't know how much of the show we're seeing at this point. It feels like
that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, this could be like the first
1 through 3.
Yeah, this feels very much like, oh, we're just seeing the setup. Like a lot of this could be the pilot and the second episode.
Yeah,
and I feel like maybe they're holding back a lot of stuff until, you know, like later on down the line, if at all.
I think that's going to be part of it, and it's really interesting to see Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin. Or was the Mandarin back in action here, because he was an actor, right? Like he was the actor. So to see him kind of bring things back, is he the one that's going to bring the superhero-ness into this? Like what is his role? He looks like kind of just like a silly, washed up Hollywood type, but I'm sure he's going to have something to do with why he's hanging out with Simon here. So it looks interesting. It looks fun. It looks different. I like that the colors are saturated and the music's not like orchestral and superhero-y, and like it just looks like a different show. So
yeah, it's got a pop.
Obviously,
to it.
We're going to give it a shot.
Yeah, it's got a pop to it.
And I do think like an Ally McBeal, Ally McBeal vibes, you know.
I do think it's interesting that Trevor Slattery has become this like through line character that just pops up when he needs to. And it's just always in this very like performative role. I mean, that's kind of what he's perfect for.
I love it.
That is very interesting. But yeah, I you know, now that you've talked about or brought up like what's the draw to the general audience, and maybe it is them leaning into like, oh, this is a look into what it's like, you know, what a production is like in Hollywood these days. I don't know, like maybe not at all, but that's kind of the vibe that you get from it, and hopefully the cast, you know, Yahya and Ben Kingsley and some of the other actors are going to be a draw, or maybe it is this very like meta narrative commentary on the exhaustion of the superhero genre, which this trailer doesn't really give you that. This trailer is very much about, we're remaking Wonder Man. Okay, cool. And it kind of lightly tells you like, oh, we've exhausted the superhero genre. But like, what is the show going to do, say, and talk about that really leans into that? And I don't want to put this pressure on the show, but also like I hope we do see Wonder Man, this character, in future stuff as well. But I think the show has to really be the draw ultimately, and people have to walk out of the show going, "Oh, what a cool character Simon Williams is. I'd love to see him again in something else." But yeah, we'll see. But it looks fun. And I think sometimes, I don't know if that's enough for audiences nowadays with Marvel. I feel like they really need stakes. But we are seeing that even with the season finale of Peacemaker. Sometimes I feel like audience expectations are, they always want spectacle. And when it comes to like really telling character-driven stories, not that they're not interested, but they always need everything to end on a pop. I just don't feel like you can do that with every single show. Like the finale of every single show can't be big spectacle action stakes and, you know, like I like the
surprise deaths
stuff.
And all that stuff.
Right. Cameos and all that stuff. So remains to be seen, but it looks fun. I'm interested by the premise. I like the actors in it. And to me, that's enough of a draw now. But we'll see in January when it debuts if people are going to be really, really into it or not.
Yeah. We'll see. I think it looks fun. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways,
absolutely. But
let's go on to the next one. We got another cool trailer to react to.
We do. Let us know your thoughts. How are you feeling about Wonder Man? Are you interested? Are you lukewarm on it? Are you waiting to see more from it? And what's your overall thoughts on Marvel television at this point? Are you hyped for it, or are you just kind of cherry picking what you're watching? Let us know. Check out everything else we're watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Heroes Reforged is gonna react. Heroes Reforged is gonna review. Heroes Reforged is gonna discuss. That's why we are watching